Hi guys, am I audible to you? Hello, am I
Yes,
audible?
ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so we'll just wait for 5 minutes, let everyone join, then we'll just start off with today's session.
Okay, ma'am.
Hi guys, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
I Great. I'll just share my screen and I will just start off. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Screen is visible? Screen
Yes,
is
ma'am, it
visible,
is.
guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay,
ma'am.
fine. Got it. So this week, this is the final week. So basically, we do have the options that we need to just go ahead with the ethics in AI, and along with that, the explainability. So we'll just see the theoretical part of that. Then we'll try and move ahead and see how we can just work with any of the project in a simple manner, like just we can discuss on ourselves and can try and work with that. Okay. So the very first thing that we need to cover in this part, that is the ethics and AI. So guys, you have any idea about it?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So ethics and AI, that actually ethics, the AI ethics, that means like that actually makes sure that AI is designed and used in a way that is fair, safe, transparent, and respectful towards the human values. What the human values are having, that is respectful towards that. So this actually, like this AI ethic, that actually makes a sense that we want our AI system, the AI systems that we are actually preparing, that should prepare for the benefit of human, not for it, not from a form that we don't want, like we want to get into excess of it, and it plays some of the unfair means to get through with the data, right? So that is the reason we want to take into account about the ethics seriously. So we'll just discuss. See, these are the actually the theoretical part that we need to consider here based on our curriculum. Our curriculum gives the like wants us to just discuss about it a bit, because that is a prime concern in nowadays, because we want our AI to be designed and used in the most fair, safe, and transparent way. So that is the reason we want to take into account with that. So we'll just discuss about the key ethical issues in AI. So we'll just keep a note. Okay. So the key ethical issues that we can discuss about. So the very first thing is the bias and the fairness. Okay, so in the training data, like if our training data that we are working that is biased, the AI model may give a unfair result, right? So that thing we need to check the key ethical issues that we want to check, take into account. That is the bias and the fairness, like how fair our data is. Like hiring AI, like the suppose a hiring AI is trained on mostly the male applicants, and generally it prefers the male over the woman. So that is actually why, because in the training set the data that has been given, that is mostly on the men's data, right? That's why that is the reason it tries and reject the woman candidates but try and hires the main candidates, right? So this is an unfair means, right? There in today's generation, there is no difference between a man and a woman in terms of how they are performing in the working in their work environment, how they are working in their office, and how, like it totally depends on their mentality, their focus, and their accessibility to work, and how they are actually performing. So there is no criteria that a man can perform better and a woman can't, right? So these things need to be taken care of when we are just working with our AI model or designing any AI model. Our sorry, our data should be appropriate so that no unethical means or unfair means can happen when we are trying and working with that. Okay. So next is transparency and explainability. Okay. So transparency and explainability, like people should be able to understand. There should be what explainability means. Like people should be able to understand how the AI is making the decision, on what perspective the AI is actually making the decision. It shouldn't be like that. Like the person, like what is the form, in what perspective the AI is making the decision, that is not known. So in that perspective, we need to take into account and work in a form that we are building a model, AI model that is that has a transparency, that has an extendability. So it just not be like it not just we can't accept any black box form. We can just take into account that there should be a transparency in the form that we are working on, right? Next is the privacy. Privacy, actually, nowadays there is a huge demand that we have to make a AI model that actually take care of our personal data, because today's generation people are giving their personal information to the AI. Based on that, the AI model is learning and eventually working. So privacy is actually the key. So we should take account that the privacy should not be breached, right? So if AI is actually working on our personal data, maybe our health health data, maybe it is continuously monitoring our health, how many steps we have worked, maybe like what is my like heartbeat rate, what is my blood pressure, what is my like the BM, like the values, like the heart rate values, whatever be it just keep a check on that, right? So it takes the data from our shopping perspective, maybe the location where we are actually going, it keep a tracks on that. So this data that it is taking, it must be protected. It shouldn't be misused, right? So the privacy is the key concept that we need to check on here. Next, accountability. So what accountability actually means? So accountability is like who is responsible if AI makes a mistake. Like if we can think it of like that. Accountability, like who is actually, suppose AI is making any mistake. So who would be responsible? The developer, the company, and the AI itself, who actually would be accountable for all of this. That needs to be checked in a format that things are well understandable and everyone can work it in a form that uh, any accountability can take into place, right? So we are well known about the self-driven cars that can cause accident, right? So we are well known about it. So who is responsible? The car company who has making it, the programmer or the owner, who would be accountable for that? So this accountability should be taken into consideration. Next is the safety. So AI, it shouldn't be like that, that AI is harming some of the people. We shouldn't make any of the model or build any of the design like that. That is like not safety, and just working and just working as it is. Like there should be a safety bridge. Like we can think about a medical AI, so that should not give any wrong treatment or wrong medicine to any of its patient, because that is a very vital key area, right? Because that is the reason nowadays also, after use of this machine also, we are taking and understanding this machine and taking time to make the accuracy of this machine very high. But then also we need a human intervention up here. There should be a person who is checking all the time, monitoring the model that has been made, and in a small span of time, the model is being checked and new data is provided to the model so that it can just learn from that, right? So these are the safety measures that has been taken into account. And next is the human control. Okay, so human control. So human should always have a final say that I told, right? So there should be the final say that should come from the human only. After all of this, because human have a capability of logical thinking, human do have a capability of understanding things, human do have a capability of getting through the details in in a form that machine can't do, right? After all of it, after everything, that they are machines. They might learn from different data. They might learn from huge number of data, this machine. But at the end, the problem, like they are machines. We should keep in mind, and there should be a human control on it. Okay, so we can just think of about the real life examples of AI ethic problems that we can face it. That is the bias AI, like hiring AI. Nowadays, companies are replacing their HRs or any of the vital person who are just taking down the interview, and they are replacing it with AI, right? So nowadays, AI is hiring the humans, right? So that is an AI bias problem that we are taking into account. We have sometime before only discussed about an AI model only hiring the male person because it has learned from the data that where the male are getting hired more. So that is the case. Next, we can think about the facial recognition, right? So some AI face recognition tools has came up nowadays. We know about, like, some days before we have we there was a trend where people are just like making that Ghibli art out of the face. So that can create a security issue up there, right? Because like the tools that we are actually working, so that are based on that, and eventually they are also doing some of the form that they are working on the white faces, then the dark skinned people, they are actually discriminating. So these are actually happening over there. So that needs to be taken into consideration. Also the self-driven cars, right? So we need to take into account this ethics part seriously while we are going ahead and building any of the model or any of the design that can be deployed in our society, and people are working on that, like people are using that. In that format, we need to be extra careful in that perspective. Okay, so we'll just move into the explainability in AI. Okay, so here we will be discussing about explainability. So, what explainability is? So, I guess we all have worked with AI model, especially any of the deep learning model, maybe any of the ensemble learning, like the random forest, XGBoost, like light GBM, all of this, right? So there, what actually is the form? So they often, what they are doing, they are often acting like the black box, right? They are often acting like a black box. So what black box means? Suppose you are giving the input, right? So let me just write. Right? So when we are giving them the input, so what they are giving us the output. So when we are giving them the input, in return, they are giving us the output. But we don't know like how or why they are giving me the output. that very output? Why not any other output, right? So that is the reason we want to check into count. Like explainability means like opening that black box and understanding the details, like which features or which inputs are important, how they are actually influencing the prediction, which features are actually influencing the prediction, and up to what format, and why did the model make that decision, not any other decision. So we want to check into that. So this is actually what explainability is. Understood, guys, what I told? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
excellent.
So we'll just see some of the example for better understanding. So suppose why do we need explainability, right? Why do we need explainability? So suppose you are applied on a loan, okay? You have applied for a loan on the bank for a on any of the bank, and there is an AI on the bank that says rejected. The output that is coming up, that is rejected. So why rejected? What is the reason rejected? So we are not getting the answer on what basis they are saying that my I am applying for a loan to a bank and the bank AI is saying rejected. But what is the reason behind that? What is the reason the bank AI is saying that I can't get any loan from bank, right? So without any explainability, we don't know what is the reason, why, what is the reason, we don't know. But we, if we have an explainability, then what you can know, like what is maybe uh, in your account there are no much amount left, and there might be any of the issues related to any of the details. Maybe you don't have a proper property to give as a mortgage to get any of the amount from the bank, right? Maybe your credit score is not that well. So that is the reason it is getting rejected. Okay, so these are the reason. If we are having this explainability, then we get to know on what perspective on which perspective I am getting this prediction or this output. Why the model is saying rejected, right? So that is the reason we are needing the explainability. So we do have the tools of explainability. We'll discuss about them. So there are two most popular tools. The very first one, that is this one. So it is the Shapley additive explanation. Let me write. And number two, that is Lime, that is local interpretable model agnostic explanation. Interpretable model agnostic explanation. Okay. So what is SHAP? So we can get some of the basic idea about SHAP. Okay. So it comes from the game theory. From where it comes from game theory. Okay. So you can imagine some of the features. Like we'll just discuss about an example so that it becomes easier. So we can just find some of the features that we can consider up. That is age, income, credit score. Okay, so these are the these are the players in the team game. Okay, so imagine features. You can imagine this of the features. They are the players in any of the team game. Okay, so when we are doing the team's total score, the AI is predicting some of the finds, right? The SHAP find out how much each player is contributing to the final score. Understood? So let me just give you an proper example up so we can think of this loan approval stuff. So based on this, we have got some criteria like age. Next, we have got the income. Then we have got the credit score. So what are they? They are actually the features. So this are actually we are calling it as the players. Each each of these features are we are considering as player because SHAP is coming from a game theory. So each of them we are considering as a player. Okay. So now what is the form? So now if we are getting after suppose we are putting the answer as age is 25. Next suppose the income is 25,000 and the credit score is around suppose 700 maybe. And then what is the AI prediction that we are getting? Maybe yes, like loan approved or approved. Okay, so we are getting the answer as approved, right? So then how we are just explaining this? What is this sharp explanation that we are getting that we can discuss up? So sharp explanation, yeah. So what is this sharp explanation that we are getting? So suppose the income that we are considering, sorry, income that we are considering that is plus 0.40 maybe. If that is 0.40, then we are counting it as strong, like it strongly helps the approval. Strongly, it will connect to strongly approved. Okay. If the income rate is around 0.25, then it is like all it can also like moderately, and if it is around 0.10, then the chance get reduced. Okay, so these are the criteria based on that the AI prediction is coming up. Here the person has 25,000, so it is coming up in a moderate sense. So that's why the approval has been done. So what the SHAP helps, so SHAP help us like which features push the decision up or down, or and to what extent. It just tells us that. Clear? Understood, guys, what I told?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Any confusion?
No, ma'am. It
No,
is
ma'am.
clear.
Okay, fine. Got it. So we'll just see like why SHAP is helpful because basically we are working not only local but also in global perspective, right? So while we are working on a global, like which features are most important overall that we need to take into account and see like based on my prediction, like what is the output I am getting in from my AI model and which criteria has actually affected it that needs to just take into account. That's why the SHAP is helpful. Okay. So it is actually making the values, making the prediction more proven or more consistent, or we can get a more active, like we can count if on what basis it is giving so that we can just take it into account. count how much accurate my model is performing. So that is the case of SHAP. Now we'll discuss about Lime. So Lime, the basic idea we can think of, Lime is actually it is focused on a single prediction at a time. Okay, so it just go on and focuses on a single prediction at times. So it creates what it does. It just creates small and simple model like linear regression around that very point, so that we can just get the understanding of that very clearly, right? So these are very simple models that is needed to just take into account with the details, and we can get a clear explainability of what is the problem and how is the problem. Okay, so we'll just check an example from here. Guys, just a minute, please. Okay, so we can take an example of a movie review sentiment analysis. Okay, so here, what is the review? Suppose someone has put a review up, and the review that says the movie was awesome, right? So it says the movie was awesome. So what the AI predicted, AI prediction gives, AI prediction, it gives us as positive. Okay, so and it also suppose gives us the probability maybe around 92% probability, right? So under Lime, when we are trying and understanding about Lime expression explanation, so what it says, uh, it just takes into account about each of the words. Okay, what the words are been, it just emphasizes on that very word. Suppose the very first word that it might take into account as awesome. So it gives a rating. Suppose it gives a rating of 0.70. Okay. So what it says, very strong positive. It just goes by what it does. It just goes by each some of the words that are there inside the review. The based on word it goes. Okay. Next, if it goes about movie, then it suppose it put it like the level it comes up around 0.10. Okay, so what it says, it is slightly positive. Now if taking the word as was, so it gives the prediction as minus 0.05 maybe. Okay, so it is tiny negative effect that is coming up. Okay, so this is the way Lime tells us like which word influence the prediction most. So here you can see that awesome. This one has the better or strong prediction rate over the actual prediction that has been given. Okay, so this is actually the form how why like how we are using and how we are using with SHAP and how we are using with Lime. So clear, guys? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what? Okay, we'll just have a discussion about the comparison basically so that we can just understand about it. So in case of SHAP, what happened? It divides the prediction firmly among the features. Like as I given you the idea here, based on income, it has been shaped up based on maybe based on the credit score it has been shaped up based on the age it has been shaped up, right? So it divides the prediction firmly among the features that are there inside based on the problem that is there. And what Lime do? Lime builds a simple local model around one prediction, right? So this is one prediction. It creates a local model like a normal model. This is one single review. It creates a model and identify each of the word in that review, and based on that figured out which one has given more strong effect over the prediction that has been made by AI, right? So this is actually is the scope, like this is actually is the structure of shaft and line. And basically, if we come to the consistency part, so it is more mathematically like the shaft is more mathematically accurate, but line sometimes it changes. Like sometimes change comes across the whole thing because somehow if I put here as not and not gives the accountability of about 0. Minus zero point 0.5, then also this awesome has a very strong positive value. So there might be chance that it has put the value as positive, and maybe the probability would decrease, but the prediction may be positive. But actually, the review was the movie was not awesome, right? Understood, guys, what I told?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. So we'll just take an example about the predicting house price so that it becomes easier for you to understand. So predicting house price. So we just take into account like the AI model. What the AI model is doing, it is just going ahead and predicting the house price using certain features. Right? So what are the features? The features are location, next the size, next maybe the rooms, maybe the age of the house. Okay. So based on that, what shape shaft will do? It will show how much each feature combines to the price. Okay. So what SHAP will do? SHAP will give how much each feature contribute to the price. Okay. So how it will be doing that? Suppose in the explanation part, based on location, we got the price around, like let us just discuss about the prediction first. Maybe the AI prediction. It gives around the predicted house price that is around maybe maybe 3 lakh. Okay. So the AI predicting that the house price is 3 lakh. So location, I'll check based on my features. So So location wise, how much I am getting around? Maybe 1,20,000. Okay. Next, based on size, how much we are taking into account? Maybe 1 lakh. So we have done with 2,20,000, right? Now, based on the bedrooms or the rooms that we can think of, we can call it as, suppose based on room, we are getting around 70,000, right? And based on the age of the house, we are getting around the rest of the 40,000. Right? So for each of the feature, how much it is putting into effort, it is actually showing us that. So my AI predicting the house price to be 30,000, sorry, 3 lakhs, and the like the ranking wise, the location has got the higher rank, because for location we are getting around 1,20,000, right? So this is how, like, SHAP actually tells us how much each feature contributes to the price. So for location we are getting around 1,20,000. For size we are getting around 1 lakh. For rooms we are getting around 70,000, and for age we are getting around 40,000. Okay, this is for SHAP. Now for Lime, we'll see. So for line, how it will go? So for each of the house, specific house, it will try and consider. Okay, for each of the specific house, it will try and consider. So basically, we can think of size and location matters the most, right? So the size and the location, that matters the most. That's why the price went higher. So it just try and check for each specific house, and the age of the house reduces the price. More the age of the house, the price of the house get reduced. So what Lime do? Lime shows the local story around one specific house prediction. Understood what I told? Clear, everyone? The details and the comparison.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. So there are certain industry use cases that we need to discuss. I guess you people can tell me about that, right? That is very relevant. So you people tell me what are the industry use cases of artificial intelligence. Guys, where actually in industry, in which industry AI are being used? Guys, no one is telling anything. Like,
IT industries.
Ma'am, overall, nowadays we are using AI
sorry?
in the medical field.
Yeah,
IT industries
yeah.
and medical fields.
Apart from that,
Ma'am, stock market.
yeah. Then,
Ma'am, transportation, routing
yes,
planning,
right, exactly. Any
Ma'am, in
other?
security.
Yes,
Agriculture.
ma'am,
Ma'am,
agriculture,
agriculture.
Agriculture, yeah.
yes,
Healthcare,
uh,
ma'am.
yes. Retail and e-commerce, we can think of banking domain, then other like entertainment also. So in all of these fields, we are using AI, and they does have a very effective need in each of the industry. Suppose now we are going and work, like trying to shop something from any of our e-commerce website, maybe Amazon we can think of. Maybe, though I don't like the interface of Amazon, but if we can consider that, right? So suppose I want to buy any of the product, I am searching for any of the product. The product has came up with me. Okay. In, like, when you scroll it up, you see that there are multiple similar products that has been tagged in. So how they are doing it? They are doing it with the help of artificial intelligence, because through artificial intelligence, all of the stocks are been enlisted. After all of the stocks are enlisted, they are segregating, like they are clustering the product based on different genre. After different genre, it's been clustered. Suppose each of the product I am seeing, I am also finding out how many other similar products I am having in my stock with maybe other sellers, right? So this is how AI is working in different fields. And to be very honest, nowadays without AI, it's work like staying is very difficult, right? So we can think of all of these platforms where we can just think of and work in this industries basically. So with this we actually came up to an end with this week's syllabus or the curriculum that has been given. So now we can do one thing. We can try and discuss any of a project in detail so that in your this would be the final project that you'll be working on, so that it becomes easier for you to understand and work accordingly. Okay. So let me just save it down and just open a new file, like new Word file for the discussion perspective. Just a moment. Okay. So we can take about a very common one, maybe the credit card fraud detection. So I also want you people to just put in your viewpoints up here so that we can just go ahead with that. So first, we'll just discuss about the project overview. So guys, just tell me what we can do in the project overview, like how we can start this project and how we can just go ahead with the project.
Firstly, we must know what is a problem statement, ma'am. Based on that, we
Yes.
can work out.
Okay, you just tell me the total step, like what we can start from getting loading the data, then what we can do. Like in that format, suppose Hasini, you are saying some one point, any other student will add any other point. Like that, we can also do. So I just want this session to be interactive because we are done with this week curriculum. We are now discussing about a different project altogether. So and all this while you are also have you all have just implemented many projects. All this 5 weeks you have worked with many projects, implemented many models. So you do have some of the idea relatively. So why don't you just put in your like your viewpoints up here?
Knowing the data is the foremost thing.
Yes. Then. Then anyone? Guys, anyone?
Data cleaning data.
Yes.
Ma'am, pre-processing.
Pre-processing. Yes.
Knowing the type of problem you are solving.
That is coming very first.
Ma'am,
Understanding about
testing.
the problem. Understanding the problem. Yes.
Business
After
context,
pre-processing.
business context and
After
objectives.
pre-processing.
Test model.
Selecting
EDA.
model.
Okay. EDA. Yes. EDA. Then
Selecting model.
selecting model. Before that, we can do the hypothesis testing, right?
Ma'am, splitting the data.
Okay. That will be coming. But before that, hypothesis testing.
Dimensionality reduction.
Dimensionality reduction that we can do in pre-processing, that is data engineering.
Yeah, feature engineering.
We can call it data engineering or feature engineering. Everything is okay. Next is after hypothesis testing, then
Model
Model
selection.
selection.
model
Supervised
selection,
and
right?
Model
unsupervised.
selected and splitting data.
Right?
Splitting data, ma'am.
Yeah, then
Evaluating.
evaluating.
Training the
Then,
data.
Hyperparameter
Hyperparameter
tuning.
tuning.
yeah, here will be one more thing, training the data.
Yes.
After evaluating, then hyperparameter tuning. No, before only we will be doing hyperparameter tuning. Like after evaluate, like this part is the
Cross
evaluation
validation.
part, like training, cross validation, hyperparameter tuning, all of this. But here, this evaluation for each of the step we will be doing. But the evaluating, like the in a comparison format, that I am writing it up here. But for after you're selecting the model, training the model, testing the model, then we can try and then we'll be doing the, okay, we can just write it like that. Just a moment. We can just write it down. Evaluating, then hyperparameter tuning, cross validation and hyperparameter tuning. Then we can do the evaluation matrix formation, comparative evaluation matrix formation. Then, guys, then
Testing.
that we already did, right? Training, testing. This part we will be doing. We are done with the cross validation, hyperparameter tuning, then comparative
Saving the
evaluation and
model.
matrix.
Visualization.
Yes, exactly. We need to pick the best model. Need to pick the best model, best perform model. Then need
Ma'am,
to save the
correlation.
model. That will be doing after this part, like correlation, heat map, finding. After the like after we are done with the evaluation, we will be seeing how it is doing and how it is working. That we will be doing. Saving the model and then final one.
Deployment.
Exactly, deployment. Right. So here basically some of the steps you people are saying like testing and all that will be included in that only, right? We are not just writing it again in a form that we have to click it in that form. So we'll just see each of the step in some details. Okay. So first, this is the project overview. Like this one we need to do. Next, we'll discuss each of this in details, like load and initiate data. First one, load and initiate
In
the
the
data.
conclusion part and the future enhancement.
Yes, that is there, but that is not related to our model. That is actually based on the work that you'll be doing. So that we will be discussing because in the project overview, that is fine till deployment. We don't have to add the conclusion. After we are done everything, we can add the conclusion and the future reference. Okay. So we'll just load and initiate load the initial data that that is data for understanding. Okay. So what we need to, this part is very crucial. Okay. So we need to uh, first we need to load the data, right? We need to load the data. So first we need to check the data. So let me just check my data first. So credit card fraud data. is my data. So it is really messy. Things are not understandable up here. So I have just opened that actually. That's why it has came up like that. So this is my data. So the very first thing, you need to do a quick check on your data before you are just importing the data. Okay. So this part is very, very crucial that you need to just check on your data once when you will be just like, I know the data would be huge that you will be working, but it is very much needed that you just open the data, open your CSV file at least once and check your data, how your data is. Fine. So the very first task in Excel that you'll be doing, you'll be pressing Control Shift, left arrow key, select the content that is there, like the features actually, and put at least some of the color to it so that it is easily understandable from the others. And you'll put some of the like the border basically. Fine. Now control shift left arrow, sorry, right arrow key and try in the data section, you get the filter. Add the filter. Okay. Now just see what is your data. It's not possible to scroll it down. So you just scroll it down here and see how is your data. And you just scroll it down in this form and see if there is any blank or not. Okay. So similarly, you try and do with all of the data that you are having. So see here, you have got data of 2020, June, and 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. Right? So what is this column of? So this is actually the data of 2022, June month, and how the data is that has been given. Right? Here you can also change the data type and also see, but that is not required. That comes under the filter. So you just open it, open the filter and try and just check how is your data. Okay. So if there any specific column where you are getting any of the misspelling, that is why your basically this happened in any of the categorical part, right? Suppose here in the state, suppose here it is UT, right? And I am getting UT. This is written. This is written. Understood? So now while we are going down in the data, when I'll be working with the data in the Python, we don't get the scope of seeing each and everything, right? And suppose this is not column, like not row number 2, it is suppose row number 200. It is not possible for you to scroll it down and see it, right? So then what you'll be doing, just a moment. So what you'll be doing, just opening it up and seeing how is your data. So how is your data? See here you have got UT and another UT you will be getting that is in capital. UT you are getting, and eventually this actually coming up in a form that you are getting this and this in two different forms. Then you have to change it down, right? So you will keep a note that you have to change it down over there so that you can just make the changes up there, right? So that is the reason you need to take a look of the data with the filters. At least just a once try and see the data. And also, if possible, if you are going up here, if that is not required, that you can do about the data type, at least in Excel, just go and see the filters and basically the categorical column, just try and see one how they are and if there is spelling error or not. Okay. Guys, do you people understood what I told? Yeah, sorry guys for this. So did you people understood what I told? Is that
Yes,
clear?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
if it if it is time taking also, just have a look, just open your Excel file, like the CSV file, just add the filter and just try and like try and check it. Like how is your data? Like scrolling it up there would be problematic, but what values you are getting, you can just try and check, right? So that you can get some of the decision based on that. Okay. So when we will be putting it down here, so loading and understanding will see the rows and columns, will check about the row name because this is the mandatory field. Even when you are just downloading, you get to see the row names at least, because what it signifies that you need to know. Since now you are taking down from Kaggle, you get the details like the what is the row name and what actually they signify. That is well maintained and well given up there, and you can see it from there. But when you are working with this data, you just open your CSV file, just check what is the name of the column that has been given and add a filter and try and check based not necessarily the numerical column, but try and check the categorical column if there is any spelling mistake is there, or if there is conditional statement is there and how it is. You just keep a check. Okay. So next, when you are just looking to the data only, then only you will just figure out what would be your target column and how you have labeled that. Just try and check it. All of the basic details you need to check it through. Okay. Next, after this, the data cleaning part. So in data cleaning part, what you'll be doing, you will be then fixing the header, encoding the problems. What is the problem that will be encoding? You will drop the exact duplicate rows. You'll purge the date time column, whatever be is. You will change the data type in a form.
Find the
Then you'll
null
check.
values.
Yes, exactly. Finding the null values. We'll check for the outliers. Well, like while we have got any of the null value, we'll try and just visualize that with the help of heat map or with the help of missing matrix. We'll try and see that. Then any of the type conversion is there, we need to see that, and we need to do some of the sanitary check. Okay, clear, guys? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone
Yes,
having
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
any query
yes.
till now? Anything that you want to add?
Ma'am, for the data will be a major problem, ma'am. Like we should change the filters over there.
No, no. See, suppose just you want to take a look of the data. Suppose you have downloaded the data. So I know there are many columns. You don't have to check each and every column. Just add the filters and just scroll it down. See, just speedy scroll down you do. See all of the data you are seeing. So you are not seeing any of the blank. If there is any blank, it will show a blank up here, like a blank checkbox would be there, right? So here it is not showing like that. So you are confirmed that here you are not getting any of the blank statements. So you have created it like that, and try and check any of the suppose gender is there. Here male and female is there. That might be problem like see it is the saved version of the thing. That's why I am not getting any of the editing access is not given. So suppose if any of the data I am getting, suppose small f and small m is also written up there, you just check it and note it down. You will be performing the this pre-processing in your Python only. When you'll be going in Python, there you will be just changing. In Python, you'll write the code for this gender where you have got small f and small m, that you will be replacing with capital M and capital F after you have converted this data to converted this data to a converted this CSV file to a data frame. Okay, clear?
Okay,
And
ma'am.
after you have checked all of it, just remove it. Just how you'll be removing it, just go here, control shift right arrow, go to data, just click it down. It will be be removed, right? Or you
Okay,
can just
ma'am.
do undo, undo, undo. So things will be like this. And if your data in the header section is colored and it is bordered, things won't matter. Okay, so this is fine, not an issue. You just save it like it is already saved. You just going through the data once, right? So you can just save it and directly call that CSV file in your program, like in your Google Colab. Load the data, and then eventually you can do all of the pre-processing. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So any question, guys? Any other question? Okay. So we'll move to the feature engineering part. So what we are doing, we will be doing the basic transformation. Guys, you have any idea what we can do in the feature engineering part?
Changing the
Create
labels of
groups or
columns.
print.
Yes. Suppose in the feature engineering part, we can do, suppose we have a column that is age. We can just segregate that into different sections, and we can create a categorical column up there that says maybe senior, maybe teenager or a child or middle age. In that format, we can just convert the numeric to a categorical format so that it is easier for us to categorize them into a form where we are checking it, like checking the details based on the genre of the age. Okay, so we can do the time featuring. We can create time featuring. We can do aggregation, like for each of the card or each of the customer or each of the account, which are very useful. In that format, we can do any of the aggregation. We can do the behavioral or the relational features. We can take it down. We can make any of the ratio features. We can make any of the what we can call frequency feature or count feature or distance feature. Based on that, we can add different features. We can do the one hot encoding, like converting the data, like the categorical data into zero or one binary data. In that format, we can do anomaly features. We can do feature selection. All of this we can do. Then we can do the EDA. We can try and plot at least based on our data 10 to 15 plots we can do. We can use the univariate first, then bivariate,
Multivariate.
multivariate. Right. Right. So in this form, we will be doing the EDA. So we'll try and use some of the basic to advanced plots to make our, and we will be use Plotly Express to make our plots interactive and so that it is visually appealing also, and it's look good. It also look good to see, and we can create some of the best visuals based on the data given, so that we can take decision based on the insight that we can get from the data. Okay, so next we have to work because the data is of a credit card for detection. There would be the class imbalance. So we can just visualize that as well in EDA and see what are the advanced visuals we can do. We can use PCA or TSNE to visualize if how the clusters are forming actually, or how the data are getting into form. We can use that. We can use the heat map. We can
Ma'am,
to
Shallout
find out.
score.
Sorry, I
The
didn't get you.
Shallout
Sorry,
score,
can you come?
ma'am. Shallout score and
Yes,
DB
yes,
score.
yes. Yeah, we can do that as well. After that, we'll just, this comes under the visualization part. Okay, next we can like we can do the evaluation part later, like the matrix, it curve, ROC. the we can do it later after we have just gone ahead with the evaluation. Then we'll just go for the normalization and standardization. Okay, so there we will be considering the standard scalar, that is Z score. We will be including the mean max scalar, then robust scalar we can use. We can use the log transform. Based on the data or the insight that we will be getting in EDA, we will be performing the normalization and the standardization. So since we need to handle the class imbalance, we will we need to check the data level methods, what are there, like the random sampling, random oversampling, sort, and then all of this we need to check, and based on that we can adjust that, and we can just handle the class imbalance. Or we can try and use any of the algorithm level method, maybe the class weights we can use. We know about the XG boost. There we can try and use that, or focal loss also we can try and use. That is basically for the neural network part. So we can try and use all of this. Or we can try and use any of the threshold tuning. So threshold tuning we can try and use, or we can suppose, let me just give you an example of it. So suppose we are working with neural network with this with this class, like this fraud, credit card fraud detection. So I have visualized that my data for not fraud is coming up to be like this, and for not fraud, maybe just a moment. So maybe the data for not fraud is coming up like this. Okay, so the visualization I got the data for not fraud to be very high and data for fraud is very less. Okay, so now what I can do in case of neural network, I have a capability of assigning weights, right? I'll create a threshold in a way that for when it will be learning on its own. For not fraud case, the weight is, suppose I am putting 0.5, right? But in case of fraud case, the weight that I am assigning, that is coming up, that I can assign to be 2.5, right? So this is how also we can just work accordingly in case of handle the class imbalance that we will be getting, right? Understood, guys, what I told?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then we can do the hypothesis testing. So while you are doing the hypothesis testing, whatever be the plots you are making, maybe a Z plot or chi-square plot, chi-square test or Z test that you are doing, try to plot it round so that you get a clear visual. Like after when you are just plotting it, when you are just getting the values up, the p value you are getting, you are doing the suppose you are rejecting null hypothesis or accepting or fail to reject the null hypothesis, whatever it is, you are just writing it down, then try and plot it down. If you are plotting it down, it becomes more easier to understand. Okay. Next is the hypothesis testing part. Okay. So next, what it comes, next we need to switch to any of the supervised model building, right? So I'll suggest you can just try and use logistic regression, but try and use it with regularization. You can use any of the form like loss, lasso one, rigid one, any of them you can try and use, but try and use it with regularization, or you can try and use it in logistic regression. with any of the interpretable format. Okay. So in supervised, try to use any of the logistic regression based, because this is a classification based problem. So try and use any one of them. You can try and use the XGBoost. Sorry, you can try and use any of the lasso, maybe rigid or net one, any of them you can try and use as a better option to check on, and try and use any of the tree based one. So try and use any of the tree based, that is maybe Light GBM, XGBoost, Cat Boost, any of them try and use, because XGBoost, Light GBM, Random Forest, they work exceptionally well for some of the models. So if possible, try and use those model in your try and include those model in for your data and see how they are performing. Okay, so this is what I would say. If you want to put in any of the maybe the unsupervised, you can choose among the support vector machine, KNN, NIF bias, or you can also use the ensemble one. Okay. Next is the unsupervised. That comes with SVM, KNN, any of them. Based on that, you will work. Then after that, you will just take a look with any of the anomaly detection. Maybe in supervised modeling, you get the option of anomaly detection. You can use that also. That comes with the isolation forest, local outlier factor, one class SVM, autoencoder, DB scan. So all of this, any of them you can use based on the anomaly detection, so that it becomes easier for you to analyze. And in case of neural networks, there is an option of that simple ML, dense layer based on MLP, simple MLP, but try and use with the dense layer format, and you can just try and use it in that format. And then is the evaluation purpose. You can check for the evaluation, how you can do it. So key matrices you can use, that is confusion matrix. Confusion matrix you can put in precision, you can put in recall value.
F1 score,
Uh, yes, F1 score, ROC, AOC.
weighted average, macro average.
Yes, you can put it like that, or you can put any of the Matthew correlation coefficient or cost-based matrices. Any of them you can try and use, and try and plot after you are done with this evaluation. If you are creating the chart up after you are doing in between also, after you are creating the model, checking for the evaluation, then try and do, if the model is not performing well, try and do the cross validation and hyperparameter tuning, then evaluation in a form that we can just compare among the models that are being created, right? So try and use it in a format, in that format, and based on that, try to plot any of the curves. For AOC, ROC, try to plot the curve. For accuracy levels, also for different models, try and plot the curve, so that you try and plot it in the bar graph maybe, so that we can see for which model what is the level on, and what difference we are getting in the plot. Try and use it like that. This is actually what is this, and eventually after you are done with it, definitely try and detect if there is any overfitting issue or underfitting issue. Once you are doing by checking for the learning curve or the validation curve, there only will get to understand if there is any overfitting issue, right? So you need to check it through, you need to do any dropout or batch normalization. You need to get in through for specific model how the datas are coming for the regularization L1 or L2 net or net. You need to check it how the things are coming up. These are actually the form that you need to take into consideration. Okay. So after this has been done, after you have all of this done, so you have to pick up the best perform model, whatever be the best perform model that you need to take into consideration. You need to select it. Now you need to save your best model that is there, that you need to save it. So how you can save it? You can save it into by using joylib, that is coming into sklearn. From sklearn you can just collect that job lib, and using that you can just save the most perfect model that you got. You can save it and download it in h5.h5 format or kpl format. In what format you are getting, you just download it. Now for the deployment purpose, yesterday only we have discussed, we can use Flask. You can use for the API specifically, you can use APIs like Fast API or Flask. You can use the Docker part as well, and eventually you can use any other format like Streamlit for building the website. Then Django you can use. Different forms you can use to just go ahead and deploy your model. So clear, guys. These are the actual part that we need to take into consideration. Guys, am I audible to you?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So things are clear to you how we have to do it, in what format we need to do it. It seems
Yes,
that
ma'am.
it is quite lengthy, but
Yes, ma'am.
all of the steps are very much necessary to put in.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So guys, any question, any doubt, anything?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So this is actually what it is. So guys, how many of you are remaining with the submission? Just let me know once. I'll just write down the name so that we can just take into count like that. Like how many of you are left with submission with any of the projects? Can you please raise hand? Okay, so all of you have submitted all of the projects, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, 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 fine. Tasneem, you are left, right? Yesterday also you told. Fine, I'll just count it down. So have you submitted any project by now? Like any of the project? Like yesterday you told like up to 3 project is done, 2 more left. So have you submitted anyone? Tasneem, can you just switch on your mic and tell me?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, I
Hello.
can hear you. Please tell. Yeah,
I just submitted three only. Last 3 week
okay.
project,
Okay, fine. So
and I
fourth
have
week, fifth
remaining
week,
fourth, fifth,
okay,
and the next 6 week.
sixth project. Okay. So sixth week project hasn't been given yet. So try and submit it within the deadline. Fine. Okay.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
just
Sure.
wanted to ask you because Varsha yesterday was asking related to the Google form. So guys, this week you have submitted your project in Google form, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah. So Varsha, if you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
there in the meeting, so the Google form is there in the WhatsApp group, right, guys?
yes, ma'am. It's there,
Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
ma'am. I just didn't fill the Google form, but I have submitted by mail.
Sorry, Aditi, I just missed out. Can you come again?
I didn't fill the Google form yet, but I have just mailed the project.
Okay, fine. Got it. Okay, try and fill it as well because that is the process. Your data has been collected, right? So try to
Yes, ma'am.
fill
I
that
will do
as
it
well.
right now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, because if you are missing out with filling the form and you have just submitted the project, there might be issue, like there might be problem that your data is not there. There might be a problem that you have submitted, but your data is not there, right? So you just submit it. That will make the, like, you just fill the form so that your data gets collected in the database in that format only.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, Rekha, you have raised hand. Any query you are having?
Ma'am, I have filled the form but not sent on the email.
Sorry,
So I have
you have
sent
filled the
the
form,
yes, ma'am. I have filled the form but not sent on the email.
but you have to send it, right?
Uh, in both,
Like,
ma'am. Like
no, no, in the Google, I got it, I got it, Rekha. So in the form, you have given the access of the video presentation along your project
yes,
link.
ma'am.
Also, you have put it in, right? Okay,
Yes,
fine,
ma'am.
not an issue.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, Varsha, you are there. So form is there already in the WhatsApp group. You check it once and take it from there. From there, okay? So guys, no other queries, right, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So we'll just wrap up our session today here. We'll meet tomorrow accordingly and we'll see what are the details we can cover up tomorrow. Fine?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bye,
ma'am.
guys. Bye. Good night.
Bye,
Bye,
Thank
ma'am.
ma'am.
you.
Thank
Bye
Thanks.
you.
bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye
Thank you.
bye. Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you. Good night.
bye. Good night. Bye.